obviously,
Yeah,
for what I'm talking
and
about.
to summarize what you said, you can have a confident, competent leader, and everyone here who
Oh, wait, confident influencer.
competent, confident,
They're not a leader unless they do what I
right?
just
True,
said.
influencer, right?
Yeah.
I can see what you're saying.
High performance
High
dickhead
performance,
usually.
yeah.
Don't
So
excuse my French.
no, no. Like for
They need to hear
example,
that.
if you guys think about the typical stereotypical surgeon who's extremely good at what they're doing, but they're not able to influence, like you
Yeah.
were saying before, where they're able to teach and explain what they're doing, explain their process, talk about their values of how they got to that level of
Yep.
competency, then as you were saying before, they're Alexander the Great, but they're
Yes.
not who was
And they'll have a very low Pareto distribution of results.
Pareto. Explain Pareto.
80-20 rule. 20% of the people are going to do 80% of the results, yada, yada, yada. If you want to increase that productivity and profitability, having the systems in place for cultural alignment to happen, like clear communication, like team meetings, like pedagogical syntax. That means how you actually communicate your truth so people get it, so they learn. If those things aren't in place, it's like playing Russian roulette. So you'll have high turnover. You'll have high turnover.
Right.
And you'll have less profitability because people will be leaving because they're doing their own thing. There isn't something that they believe in.
Right.
And they don't know how to do it. Well, why do people usually not do their job? Not because they're being jerks.
Right.
They don't know what they're doing and they're afraid to ask or they're afraid to not. Like they're just afraid.
Yeah.
They're afraid to pick up the phone and call somebody.
Yeah.
So that's really important to like get clear on.
Yeah.
It's like you see it all the time. You see the high performance, like you brought up, neurosurgeon. Extremely competent.
Yeah.
And they'll be at the top of the hierarchy because they're willing to say no to a lot of stuff to be able to say yes to that.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean that they know how to lead. That's a whole nother cycle. That's a whole nother PhD.
But the thing is that we want our most competent and confident individuals to lead because that's how we're going to make the culture better. So that's why I think it's really important that we have this conversation because we need to figure out, and I love Jay being here because he's helped discuss and teach a method that not only are we being confident and competent, but what is the process of really distributing the culture that's going to allow people to learn, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're going to get a lot of
something simple is you have to train your people.
Yeah.
Training never stops. It's part of you earn your right of being a human on this planet. Like acting like one by being open and curious and not believing that everything that you've learned up to this point has got you this far will keep you going. No, everything you've learned has got you this far and will only take you that far. You've got to be open to learn. And as a business owner in the 21st century or as a leader in the 21st century, must create an environment of curiosity, openness, and the interest, the creativeness in learning and growing, which as an effect of the causality of the industrial age, a lot of that meaning has been lost through schooling.
Yeah.
So we must bring that back in the information age. And actually, you must teach your people things. Like they might be done with school after 12 years. That doesn't end actually until you're dead physically on the planet.
Yeah.
And that's part of what a leader actually adds value to their people is always developing them. Part of being a leader is being a really, really, really authentic teacher. And if you aren't interested in that, then don't sign up for that class and hand your keys back in.
Yeah.
Period.